I must also mention Big Little Lies,
Yes.
and how great that was, and how great you are in it. And there you all are. And the Best Actress Emmy, because that was a tough category.
Unbelievable.
I know.
But, I mean, I really feel like that Reese and I won that together because... No, we did. Well, I mean...
I don't think she feels that way.
But then we won for this... Stop it, Graham. Then we won... But, I mean, it really is, and any actor will tell you this, when you...
I'm with him.
All right. I feel we won it together, and...
I feel she won it.
Yeah, you stole it. Yeah. Give it back.
Yeah, she was great.
We've got a picture.
But because we produced it as well, and it was so much work to get it to the screen and then to have it sort of embraced in the way it was. So it really is ours, and also Laura's and Shailene's and Zoe. I mean, the five of us worked our butts off to get that thing made and produced, and it's been a fantastic journey.
And we've got a picture of you at the Emmys. There you are, being graduated by Alexander Skarsgård.
You are so provocative, Graham. Why are you showing that?
It's a lovely moment of celebration, Nicole.
I kissed my husband too.
Well, he is right there.
It looks like Keith is applauding the kiss. That's a good kiss.
Yeah, good kiss, guys. Well done, everybody. Actually,
I did kiss him because, but you got to understand, I did everything with Ali. I'm like, you know, that...
We saw it.
All right, I'm backing off. I've got an amazing, supportive, gorgeous husband who I love more than anything in the world. And I gave Alex a congratulatory kiss, and he's like a mannequin.
Yes.
I mean, not a
Very quickly, the last time we were here, actually, Keith was here with you, and he was being very tight-lipped about your 50th birthday celebration.
Oh, right.
So what had he organised?
He did some fireworks and other stuff.
And we'll draw a veil there.
Was it a bouncy cars? Bouncy castle.
Donkey rides.
Yeah, candy floss.
balloon modelling. It was great. It struck me that, you know, often I think if an actor gets, the point in their career that you've got to, and that sort of stature, you're in a position to go, I'm not doing that. But you're embracing it. Was that just because it was a female director, or was there anything else at play?
The script. I loved the script. I love supporting, women in their capacity now as writers and directors, and really trying to balance that in the industry. And and it was just good. It was really, really good, and kind of exciting and bold, and I'm always looking to push out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, that was all.
Harris made a speech last night in Nicole's honour, and you set a target to work with a female director every 18 months, and now you've done it. You've worked with, like, how many? 15 in...
15 in the last 7 years, so... On a roll.
We don't want to make anyone cry, but there are sad days in the publishing world in Australia. I don't know if you're aware of this, but I'm afraid Dolly magazine has shut its doors, Nicole. Dolly magazine is no more. And Dolly magazine was very important to you when you were starting out, wasn't it? Yeah.
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 I got on the cover of Dolly magazine.
There we go.
Oh,
there you are on the cover of the magazine. Yeah. Looking stunning. They've got a giant Michael Jackson.
Are you being facetious?
No, you look fabulous.
I dyed my hair red. I was only like 14.
But is your...
It wasn't red like that. Everyone always thinks it was that red, and it wasn't. No, they dyed it red.
Inside, though, some fabulous high fashion shots of you.
Oh, God.
No, this is beautiful. This just gives you an idea of the quality of fashion in Dolly magazine. That is a lovely... It's a lovely shiny jacket, and I have to say, these rope seams, I'm not sure they ever caught on, the rope seam. I've never seen them before in my life. But this next picture, this is... You can tell.
God, you're brutal!
So, no, there's only one more. So,
I honestly wish my hair was like that now. It's so dreadful. Because I have to say, anyone that has curly hair that's young keep your curly hair, don't straighten it, because after a while, you don't get your curls back.
Really?
So, no, they kind of become just frizz mass. I mean, that is frizz mass, but I kind of like that. But, yeah, it's gone. So I'm like an old woman now where I say, don't dye your hair and don't straighten your curls.
I like that idea. You know, when photographers in movies, when they're doing, you know, photo shoot, and they're always like, oh, look sexy, or give me something, give me this, or, you know, try this,
Yeah.
da, da, da. What had the photographer said
Oh, you're so
before
mean.
this picture?
Why aren't you doing this to anybody else?
You look great! Is this the sort of thing you're after?
I think the photographer just said, can I see your pants?
I thought you were going to say something rude then.
No. God, no. We'll take it away. We'll take it away. There you go. Dolly Magazine, R.I.P.
And The Undoing, you sing the theme song, Nicole Kidman.
I do, yes. Only because the director told me that I had to do it, and I'm a very obedient actor.
No, we've heard your song before. Moulin Rouge, you sang in. And, of course, Kylie Minogue, Moulin Rouge.
I
Yes, Miley!
flitted away momentarily in Moulin Rouge.
You were the absent fairy.
Yeah, I was the road to ruin. So, no, I was over the moon to be in a Nicole Kidman film for a microsecond.
No, not my film, Baz's film, but we were
Baz's
so
film,
lucky to
but,
have you.
You know, Baz is like Aussie royalty as well, so it was, you know, there was so much noise and excitement about Moulin Rouge, and then, yeah, I got to have a moment.
And weirdly, Ewan McGregor was on here a few weeks ago, and he was talking about Moulin Rouge, and he was telling us that you guys, you'd learnt big dance numbers that we never saw.
Totally. I'd learnt the tango, which is a really hard, the sequence in the film, really hard. And then suddenly I was not tangoing. They changed it, and suddenly I was upstairs with the Duke. But that was, a lot of the film was workshopped, and we were always changing and rewriting and working on it. It's part of Baz's process as it gets formed. And we had a massive workshop for months prior to actually shooting. But yeah, so Ewan and I would dance and dance and dance, training together.
And then for nothing.
It's one of my great memories is actually dancing with him.
Welcome back, Nicole,
Thank
Stephen,
you.
and Joe's first time.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
I feel like I've won a competition.
No, good prize, though, because I know you are quite a fan of him.
I love Nicole Kidman.
Yes.
So, I didn't say when we met back there because it seemed inappropriate, but I used to listen when I was a kid, I used to listen to the Moulin Rouge soundtrack every time I went to school, and I would always sing your bits because I was a little queer, basically.
And Nicole Kidman, you have been dragged, kicking and screaming, into the 21st century. You've joined the Instagram.
I have.
Yes.
But not kicking and screaming.
Oh, you've embraced it.
I kind of went, oh, OK, this is,
Yeah.
This is me having some fun, and there I am. I'm in it now.
But now, there is...
But I dabble.
Yeah, if you haven't
Can't say I'm
if you haven't
obsessed.
followed Nicole, if you like cats, the place to be. There's a lot of cat action, but...
I sound riveting.
No, wait.
I'm a cat woman.
I'm about to get you a lot of followers here because you posted this action sequence. This is in LA, is it?
Oh, I know it.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 So,
Empathy.
okay, so this
yes.
is in LA.
Are you talking about the spider?
Yes, yeah. So, and the screaming sounds are presumably your children.
Yes.
Who
my
sound
children.
terrified, and
Yes.
we can see why. Can I say, I must just say, before we watch this, given that you work in film,
Yeah.
the camera work isn't great, Nicole.
I told you I dabble. I'm dabbling
and
in
clearly
this
you were
whole...
very nervous at the time. You were very nervous, so we'll excuse it all. This is Nicole filming in her garden in LA.
Take care of this spider. Help.
It's the size of your head. What did you... I mean, because it's one thing to get it in the jam jar. What
No,
then?
it was very hard getting it in the jar. I put the jar on it and then it knocked the jar over. Very, very strong. It was a tarantula. But I'm Australian. We grew up with spiders.
Of course.
So, but I did, and I released the spider, I have to say. I'm one of those people that doesn't kill anything.
In a neighbour's garden.
I don't even kill an ant.
Sat in yours listening to the screams.
I did have a lot of neighbours saying, "Did you really catch that? Was that real?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was totally real."
I'm going to Australia next year. Should I?
No, that's LA.
That was in LA. Sorry. Okay, fine.
You're all right. You're fine.
Don't worry,
Mind
but
you, yeah, there's
we
worse
have
in Australia.
much worse in Australia.
But yeah, I was going to say you grew up there, so.
Yeah. But I'm not frightened of snakes either. I don't have a... No, I'm kind of very... I'm very into reptiles and insects. Move on.
Good to know. And Nicole Kidman, you had an adorable name when you were little. A sort of pet name. Unless I'm wrong. No. If I'm wrong... you know, weren't you called... Is it... I don't know how you call it. Is it Hukulani?
Oh, no, that's not my pet name. That's my Hawaiian name.
Oh,
I
do forgive me.
Yeah, because I was born in Hawaii.
Oh, so does everyone get an Hawaiian name if you're born in Hawaii?
No, but I did.
OK.
Hokulani.
What does it mean?
It means heavenly star.
But slightly undermines it when you explain where your parents got the name.
From the Honolulu Zoo, there was a baby... the baby elephant that was born at the same time as me was called Hokulani.
Now, actually, so we read about it, so we Googled it. There was a picture.
Oh, no.
This is a picture of Hukulani, the elephant.
Oh.
See?
See the similarity?
Star.
My twin.
It's the owl's nose. No, stop that now. That isn't what I meant.
Okay.
But so we were in the office, and you know, kind of elephants live. Yeah. Elephants live, and I thought, oh, I wonder what happened.
That's amazing.
I wonder what happened. I wonder what happened.
Is that really the?
And you've got him.
Wouldn't it be amazing if we had Hukulani out back? So we emailed Honolulu Zoo and said, remember Hukulani? What happened to the Hukulani? And very kindly, someone, I think her name's Barbara, she found time to email back. Aloha, because that's what you say.
No, it's not aloha.
What is this?
Aloha.
Aloha.
Ah.
Hokulani.
Yes, aloha.
Hokulani.
Oh.
Barbara writes, I am sorry to say that Hokulani died at the Honolulu Zoo on November the 13th, 1970.
Oh.
1970. Now, you would think, busy running a zoo, I'll stop my email there. That's all they wanted to know. Yeah. No, Barbara continues. She was found dead in the moat of her exhibit. It goes on.
This is awful.
I know. No. So but this was in 1970, and Barbara remembers it like it was yesterday. She was found in the moat. It was speculated that she was pushed in by another young elephant, jealous of the mothering attention she was receiving from an older female. I wish there was a more warm and fuzzy angle to this story. Good luck with your interview.
It does not.
It does. Thanks, Barbara.
I would say she's got the measure of your show about right.
They'll love this dead elephant story. Talking about the connection, because of course there is the obvious, the Robbie Williams connection, because you sang with Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
So how did that happen?
Yeah, just
No,
happened.
she did.
Yes, no, I say yes.
Yes.
He just asked me to do it, and I was like, I was in between movies, and I was kind of like, okay, I'll give it a go. I'd done Moulin Rouge. I was so shy, and I had to do the harmonies, which was really hard for me.
Robbie's shy as well.
Not. But he was really nice. I went in and I did it in an hour, and I went out, and suddenly it was done, and then...
That's great, well done.
Yeah. It was...
Is there a lot of kind of people expecting you to do some sort of duet with your husband, Keith Urban, now?
No. No, I'm really good at listening to music, and I love music. But I'll stick to the acting. I mean, Moulin Rouge was really hard for me because it isn't something that comes naturally to me, and I get literally so... It's frightening to have to sing in front of people.
Tell me about it.
My voice starts to go.
I know.
I don't know why, but I get terrified. You do not get terrified.
Sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Research, you went back to the original Wicked Witch of the West.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to figure out some of the aesthetics of her. We were figuring out what Elphaba wanted to look like or what I wanted her to look like. And I have a thing for nails.
I know, they're amazing. They're Oz green as well. They're lovely.
They're little emerald green there. And when I went back to the original picture, there's a wonderful picture of Margaret Hamilton as the Wicked Witch. There it is.
Oh, there she is.
And I realised that she had nails. And I didn't know that before. And I was like, what? And I looked closer. I was like, well, I think we have to incorporate that into it. And that's sort of what happened.
Because didn't she inspire you, Nicole, in some way?
I always just wanted to play the Wicked Witch of the West.
Now
Because
look.
I love... No, I'm so sorry. Yeah, because I just loved watching The Wizard of Oz, and I found that the more interesting character.
Now, Stephen Fry.
Yes, sir.
Brings us... Well, I say sequel, it's more of a continuation.
Yes,
of your best-selling book of Greek mythology, Mythos. This is Heroes. It's out now. And, I mean, the first one was such a huge hit.
It was, wasn't it? It was a big surprise to me. I was delighted by it. I've always loved Greek myths, and actually it started, I found myself a year and a half ago, it was around a table at someone's house, and we were all just talking about creation myths and where they come from, and I started telling the story of the early Greek gods, the first ones, and they all went, why didn't I know about that? And, you know, where Zeus came from. Because everyone's heard of certain names, but they don't necessarily know how they go together. And someone said, well, you should write them. So I started to. And now
this one is
carries on to the heroes.
Yes, this is more of the human...
Exactly. By this
gods.
time, as it were, it's getting to be more human. And they're clearing up the world, ridding it of monsters and so on.
And because it's written in this very kind of conversational way, all the dialogue is very kind of everyday, is that you kind of trying to get the reader to make connections between these stories and our own lives?
Sort of. I mean, there's no question that for a lot of people, just a Greek word looks somehow as if it belongs more to a schoolroom than to a story, because we think of Greek as being an academic thing, ancient Greek, whereas, of course, to the Greeks it wasn't, and it isn't now. And I also wanted to create an atmosphere. My favourite Greek god in some ways is Hestia, perhaps the least well-known of the firstborn of the Olympians, who's the goddess of the hearth. And the hearth, when you think about it, all our ancestors, whatever our ethnicity, all our ancestors gathered around flames at night to stay warm and to protect themselves from animals, and they told stories about things over which they had no control, like they'd tell their children where thunder comes from and why there's fire coming out of the mountain. And everything you can't understand and control, you give a name, a god. And so these gods were developed personalities around the fire. And now, I think we can safely say we've lost the hearth. You know, we don't eat round tables anymore. Someone's got a PlayStation in that room and they get a delivery of pizza into it, and someone else has got another, they're streaming things in another room. Nobody gathers around and shares stories anymore. We've lost our focus, we've lost our hearth. So I'm trying in the books to recreate the relaxed feeling of sitting around a fire, listening to stories, which I think is a primal thing, listening them together. And so that's the purpose.
So it's to do with arson.
Oh,
And obviously there's lots of gods, lots of heroes, but does Queen Atlana appear?
Oh, God.
Well, I should say, of course, happily, that I'm using the word hero as a gender-neutral word. There's Atalanta, who's one of my favourite heroes. And Atlana is in your film Aquaman.
Yes,
you're playing Queen Atlana.
Not my film.
Well, Mark Urban's film, is it?
Yeah.
It's
you're in it.
Jason Momoa's film.
Yeah.
James Wan's film,
Well, you've been named after... I guess that's Atlantis, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Queen Atlana is Queen of Atlantis.
Well, there's a good example of how these things kind of go into our language is that Atlas was a Titan who fought in the War of the Titans against the gods, and his punishment, because he was the most severe enemy of Zeus and the Olympians, was to hold up the sky.
Yeah.
And that image of him bulging like a Bulgarian weightlifter, holding up the sky, was used by early mappers of the world, and they called those maps atlases after him, the picture of the world. And so it's all connected. So you're Atalante, well, presumably you're Atlanti, is that her name? The character?
Atlanta.
Atlanta. There you are.
Yes.
There you are. Yeah. Be related.
Look, we're all like, you're so smart.
Oh, go in storytelling. It's merely...
No, Nicole, I can't tell you how smart. You're like, oh, you can't like,
So
did he know this?
Oh,
Did he know this? But
What's your IQ?
No, it's reasonable. No 150. Nothing good.
because Nicole Kidman on The Perfect Couple, which is still on Netflix, you had a WhatsApp group, didn't you?
No.
That's not what I hear.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no, they did.
They did. Nicole has left the group.
I just weighed in on the dance because they wanted us to do that dance.
The big opening titles.
Yes.
Mob.
And the consensus on the WhatsApp group was no, we're not doing it. And the only person that wanted to do it was Liev.
Now, Liev, there you are doing it. Oh, you see, you look like you're loving it. How did
acting?
I know. How did they convince? Or did they just gotta go? All these people, no, it's happening.
It was the idea of the director, and we all thought this is very strange. And the idea of dancing in that dress on the beach was just slightly odd. But then we all got into it, and then it sort of took off and helped make the show.
Yeah.
So what do I know?
Was it fun on the day, at least?
No.
It was never fun.